Hey, my friend. We have all been through tough times in our lives, haven't we? Man, some we got through faster than others, but each time we go through tough times or difficult situations, they just seem like they're going to last forever. And we just can't see how anything good is going to come out of it, but it always does, right? Look back on your life. You will see that everything that you went through was for a reason, was for a purpose. And it took the time that it needed to take for you to learn the lesson and for things to get ready so you could go to the next level. And people and the places, the events, the opportunities would all be ready when you arrive. So let me tell you a little story. Recently I was going through some kind of challenging times and wanting to change some things in my life. And, I was doing the whole kind of like, live from the end result kind of thing that, you see a lot of videos about and, feel the end result and live from like it already happened and it is happening, all that stuff. And that's all great. It's all great. It's all very, very helpful. But here's something that really flipped the switch for me, and it might for you. All these teachings essentially go back to like great religious biblical texts. I mean, it could be, the Bible, it could be the Quran, it could be the Rig Vedas, it could be all kinds of stuff. But essentially, their teachings, essentially, there's a common theme, a common thread that runs through all of that, and which is very, very cool. And one of the cool stories in the Bible is when Jesus was on the shore. I believe it was Galilee. But he was on the shore and it was, late in the evening, and the fishermen, Peter and, all his fisher guys and stuff like that, were out like all night, all day, all night. They just haven't caught anything, working their, what's off, and, nothing was happening. So what, like human beings, what do we do when nothing's happening? Well, we double down on what's not working and we try harder. And so, and it is like, well, it's not working. Well, I need to try harder. I'm going to keep doing the same thing, or, maybe get an insight from somebody who's never lived my life and they're going to tell me what I should do. And just, think about that. That doesn't work, does it? If rarely. So anyway, the story goes, so the guys in the fishing boat were coming back and they're tired, exhausted, they're frustrated. They've kind of like, lost a lot of hope probably. And Jesus, and I'm paraphrasing here, right? We're making it in the vernacular for, our modern day, understanding, so to speak, and application. So Jesus essentially says to the guys, hey, what's been going on? How'd you guys do out there? And the guys are like, didn't catch anything. Man, oh man, we've just been trying and going over here and going over there. And we heard that there's fish biting over here and nothing. It's empty, crickets. Jesus smiled, you could imagine him smiling because he knows what's going to happen. And it's like, hey, you know what? Why don't you go back out? Why don't you cast your nets over there? Let's see what happens. The guys are like, you crazy? Are you crazy? We're just over there. No, you know what? Try it again. Try it one more time. Well, knowing that Jesus was who Jesus was, they're like, they probably looked at each other. It's like, is this guy for real? All right. What do you say? Let's go out one more time. Let's do it. And they go out reluctantly, not believing that anything's going to happen, but there's a little thread of trust that says, well, maybe this Jesus guy knows what he's talking about. So they go back out there. They throw the net. They throw the nets out. Next thing you know, there's so much fish in their nets that the nets are starting to break. Not only that, but there's such an abundance of fish that were immediately going into their nets that they had to yell to other people to come back out and to help them because they couldn't handle the catch, handle the haul, handle the abundance, handle the blessings themselves. And you know what? Think about your life. Think about our lives. It's like, just when we think that we have, pretty much tried everything and nothing's working and everything else, then we get that little bit of insight, that little bit of hope, that little glimmer of hope that says, you know what? You haven't been doing the thing that you really love to do. Maybe it's, if you're a creator, maybe it's making videos. Maybe it's, writing something, maybe writing your next book or journal thing or whatever else that when you put it out there before, that it really, really helped a lot of people. Or even help one person. That's the most important thing. Just one is all that matters. But the most important thing is that it helped somebody. It made a difference in somebody's lives. The degree to which you'll probably never know. But that's okay, because you know that it's helped somebody. It's made a difference. It's made our world better because of what you've done. So that's the thing. You get the little hint. You get that little glimmer of hope. You get that kind of goes through the cracks. You see a little bit of light. And you think, you know what? I'm tired of beating my head against the wall. I'm tired of being frustrated. I'm just going to take a little break. Maybe, work on something fun, kind of mindless stuff, maybe something easy, whatever it is. Let's say making a video. So you make the video. Next thing you know, you're kind of amazed at yourself at how quickly it all came together. I mean, the scenes, the story, the arc of the story, the flow, the message, everything, it brings a smile to your face. You're like, wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. I like that. All right. Well, that was fun. And then when you're done, could be a little bit later that day, that evening. It could be the next day, maybe a couple days after that. But there's something that's going to be reminding you. It's like, hey, in the back of your head, hey, when we did that video? And you're like, yeah. That was really fun, wasn't it? Yeah, it really was. Hey, what do you say we go back and just maybe spend a little bit more time on that? And let's see where that takes us. Let's see what happens. So you go back there. You get open the video, then you got another new idea, and another one, and another one, and another one. Next thing you know, this thing is coming together like big time, and it's looking like major awesome, man. It's like, whoa. So next thing you know, maybe a couple days later, maybe that evening, maybe a week later, you finish it, and you just say, you know what? The heck with it. I'm just going to put it out there. If it's smash or trash, if it fails, it fails. But it was fun. That's the most important thing, is that I made art in my own way. I did my own thing, and it was fun. So I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to see what happens. So you put it out there, and the next thing you know, it gets a view. It gets talked about. It gets a comment. It gets another view. It gets a comment and talked about. Then another. And another, then another, then another. And the next thing you know, it's like, whoa, you just found one of the things, not everything, because you have no idea what you came here to do. I mean, the totality of it. But you found one of the things that makes your heart sing. You know what? It makes other people's hearts sing too. So you get it out there, and the next thing you know, you are like on something that could be like major, major life-changing for you and so many other people. And I'll tell you how this happened to me. I was going through a period, not too long ago, and I was like, man, I just had this idea. That, you know what, when I was telling people dreams or whatever, goals or whatever else, they'd look at you like, yeah, right. Who do you know that does that? Yeah, this is, you've said this 1,000,000 times before. Look what happened and everything else. But you knew that this time is different. So, instead of being frustrated and like shutting down your dream or whatever else, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to not tell anybody, and nobody is going to stop me. Nobody's going to keep me down. And no matter what you say, you know what? There are many people in our lives that can't go where we're destined to go. So that's essentially the theme. It's like 22 seconds. I created this video, put it all together, everything, And so it was a YouTube short. And I just did it kind of like a vent, you know what I mean? To myself, it's like, hey, I'll show you kind of thing, So I put it out there, and what did I have on my channel? When I first put it kind of out there, it was like under 600 subscribers. Okay. In 35 days, that video went viral, and my channel went past 1 million subscribers in 35 days. It's astounding. It's like that whole thing about all it takes is one hit record. It could be one hit video. It could be one hit book. It could be one hit idea. It could be one hit audio. It could be one hit making your craft, making your whatever is your jam. You know what I mean? It could just, that's the thing. That's the thing that gives you the breakthrough. That's the thing that kind of like changes everything for you. It changes everything in your life. And it not only changes everything in your life, but it changes so many other people's lives too. So my message to you is, going back to the Jesus story on the shores with the fishermen and everything else, when things aren't really working that easily for you, because when it's the right thing in your lives, haven't you found that it's almost effortless? Well, you had to put in some effort, but it's almost effortless how quickly doors open, people come into our path, the right people at the right time for the right reasons come into our lives, and for it to bless us, to give us the peace that we need to grow, and for us to bless them to do the same. So when you're at that point where you've just been trying and nothing is going on in your life, well then, you know what? Take a little breather. It's okay. The ego is going to say, no, you can't stop now. You can't stop now. You got to keep pushing. And you're like, you know what? Thanks so much, ego. I really appreciate you reminding me of that, but it's all going to be well. Everything is going to be great. So just for now, why don't you go take a break while I do this? And you do it. Whatever it is, just do it. Just do a little action today. Just do a little action the next time, and a little. You don't have to know how it's all the steps. All you need to know is that it's going to take you to some amazing end destination. And once you get to that destination, it's not going to be the end. That's going to be the beginning of the next destination you're going to, and the next, and the next, and the next. And that is just the beauty and the dance and the symphony of this thing that we're living right now called life, and what a blessing it is. And my friend, what a blessing and a gift you are to the world, to me, and to yourself. God bless you, my friend. I love you. Take care. Have the best day.